Ghana for a to de bia na ye refinsem. Nti ya na eye pan. Se ye be kai Ghana for. Ye be Bob story bi so atrel. Now you would see how during the era of Atamils Nyankopon fa ne kransie in 2010, how the NPP and media came together to attack Atamils government. You would see how it all happened. Story where your story be a etele wa Ghana pan, but nkrofo bebre nkai. I remind you. Now when who says send that me sorry na ya meka say NDC for omo the NPP for ho ache omo a enye say menum na keka mekeke. Now let's read the story and you some of you will remember this story pan. T story ni obi na babetro story no na watu ni dim by the fireside story no na eye anansesem story. Let's go straight to the story. Now I say it was Wednesday 27th October 2010. Your story no Wednesday 27th October 2010, and Adom FM's Jerry Justice woke up that morning thinking he was going to host his regular mid-morning radio program Work and Happiness from the Tema Bay station. Little did he know his program would be spoken about for years to come. 2010 27th October na a Wednesday that time na Adom FM omo Tema community 2. Nti Jerry Justice sorry ya wo ye show normal day ya wo ye ni show Wednesday na nsemo course wo show ni so no eno eni I say Jerry Justice played good music that day and had to conduct an interview with a lady in the studio. The interview ended and everyone went about doing their normal business, but in every aspect of lives monkeys play by sizes. Jerry Justice obey show no na oye interview na interview na wo ye no owie ye no mo de mo nim so mo ye interview na wie after the interview no de si ye ni we be ka say interview no den na si ye eni omo ye interview ni wie ye no and o say welcome to Joy News at midday with me Matilda Asante. The news is live on our sister station Love FM in Kumasi, Radio Max in Takrade, Radio Justice in Tamale, and other affiliates across the country. In the headlines, armed robbers attack bus. Now Jerry Justice ye interview ni wie ye no e na Joy FM 4 ono de Jerry Justice wa ye ni interview ewie o inti Joy FM 4 beka news so mo beka news no e no mo ko fast interview na Jerry Justice ye no because it was an interview of lady bia wo be claim say armed robbers attack omo. So that is the story. Into see Joy FM is the leading radio station in Ghana, and when their highly rated midday news decided to use the interview conducted by Jerry Justice on Adom FM's Work and Happiness as the lead news item, the events that followed was mind-blowing. See, Adom 4 aye interview and go viral. Joy FM 4 sorry our mobile news and almost say NDA yeah the interview na Adom 4 no aye no Jerry Justice aye no and no near the be news. It's Joy FM 4 the can news we no and afi Ghana be butu assembling. The said news item had gotten the attention of the president of Ghana, Professor Atamils, and he had called an emergency meeting with security heads at the seat of the presidency to discuss this interview by Jerry Justice on Adom FM, which Joy FM had made their lead story. Inti Joy FM what can news the news ni tele no, and Professor Atamils offer emergency meeting fast. On Ghana security soldiers for any police for any BNI for any obia a free emergency. Say hey news here there the akoso news ni mo there masa. E was say ye acte. Rebecca say ya sembe news no then e course e beba ho. I said the whole of Ghana was discussing this very story, and every media platform called the IBATs and Kwesi Enins of 2010 to discuss this. The police PR department with ASP Kwesi Fori was in overdrive, responding to one radio interview to another. There was chaos on the airwaves. Inti Joy FM for reporting news ni we na fi enambia police for here no we obi beka se na ye die nko story na ya sembe relax over ti ase Friday morning came, and welcome to Joy News at midday in the headline. The Ghana police had issued a strong statement saying the story that shook the nation for President Mills to call an emergency security meeting was a hoax. Asemno adane, what actually is happening? Inti Friday, by Wednesday, eno ye interview no, and a trendy ye at a Mills free meeting. Friday na police for the Nsemba Bonte say sa news no a course no a yentro interview na course no a yentro. Now let's go to it. I say, so who did Jerry Justice interview, and why was it the biggest Kwekwanansi Sem ever told in Ghana? I say a 24-year-old. Now we are going into the story. A 24-year-old lady went to Adom FM on Tuesday, 26 October 2010. To tell them about an incident she witnessed on a bus from Accra to Tamale, to Bolga to Boko. She said when the bus got to Kintampo, please take note of this, armed robbers, including 2 females, stood in the middle of the road shooting at their car, and the driver, who initially drove through, had to stop when bullets hit the glasses on the side of the bus and shouts on bus. She said the robbers got onto the bus, took all valuable possessions from the passengers, and told them to come out of the bus in an orderly manner. After they were all out, the robbers told all females on the bus to remove their clothes and asked the males to have sex with them. Sorry, no. The part of the story that got the nation in shock mode, was when she said the robbers told a man who was sending his 14-year-old to Temale Secondary School to have sex with her, and when he refused, they pointed the gun at his head and made him forcibly have sex with his daughter. In the story, Nini say, lady no, ne story ne say, ote bas mu, na bas no tu kwan, ko Tamale. Na wamudu Kintampo no, na armed robbers ebe jina omo wo kwan so. Driver ne yese na nka o de car no ko na so wo hwe se ne armed robbers ni tutu na o se driver ne jina. E say armed robbers ni yi omo ni na si free car nim. E na armed robbers ne ji omo ho nyame na. Omo wie na armed robbers ne car say mma na omo waka nim no emmema na omo ni na nwe omo ho na emmema ne ne mma ne nda. Story no lady no interview a Jerry Justice here na asem a lady no e kan no story no ba be trend wo Ghana. O say armed robbers ne man mema ne mani nada na asem a eye yakra ne say papa bi won ne ba, and I remember this story very well. I remember it very well. That time no ni e bo abayechi. O say papa bi won ne ba 14 years armed robbers ne force ye papa ne so ntumi ne banda ye di tuosi ni ti so. And armed robbers no force ye ma papa nde ne ba die. It is story ne be dane kese. Now this is where the story unimnity story ne ba be dane kese. You see why. Also the presenter asked this lady what happened to her and her mom. She said she was on the bus. She said she was on the bus with. She said of all the females on the bus, only herself and her mom were not made to partake in the cruel type of sex because it was that time of the month for her, and her mom was aged. So mo bisan say nti wa wote bas nim so obi nso ne wo die na because so na wo kan say ye man mema ne mani na die an robbers ne man mema ne mani na die nti wo nso obi ne wo die na no so da bi me de na me ne me ma me na nam e na me nso na megu bra nti no me ma me nso anyi nti me de omo hu say na ma se efri moja no sebe omo ama me ne obi ane me anda. Inti Joy FM 4 story now we post this at time no, it is still on their website, and there the story is still on their website. Now we go to it. Also, the police statement had said the account of the lady on Adom FM, which was reproduced by Joy FM, was concocted and put out details from their preliminary findings. The incident happened at Kubease near Ejiso in Ashanti region, 3 to 4 hours away from Kintampo. It's police for your investigation make us a lady in the story I walk and I entro. Say armed robbers about stop him or coin so. Ajeje muhunyama ama obia ni obi ada e wokan nim. O say entro asanso ama obi ne ba 14-year-old ada wokan nim. O say dabi lady ni nsem wokan de entro. Enya no kre ye investigations ayaye no. Ye police wo hu ne say incidents bi mom esiye ewo ejeso kubease a eben ejeso na enye kentampo. But police for the investigation, this is what the police said. The driver of said bus had been reached by the police, and his account was entirely different from the lady on Adom FM. Police for no kokuhun driver na watch you know. Driver ne say lady in the story I walking in the intro. Lady in the story I got to Adom FM make an intro. Also the driver Samuel Asiedu Sasu says they got to Kubiase and saw locks in the middle of the road, and another car slammed through it. So he sensed danger and did same. If the driver nature say, or no, or drive it, and no mudu kubiase, and no who say, ye dimia, esi kwemu, no nim say arm robbers na ya na sa no mo ye. To who say car bia na di nenim no, e pim diano na koye, into no so hu horo, and no so pim diano no koye. He managed to drive to the Ejisu police station, which was nearby, and reported the incident. And police, after taking his statement, checked the parts of the bus that had damaged and went to the area and found the patrol team there, but the robbers were gone. If the driver yes I no no oko police station go say am robbers din bia sequence so na me kra me de me kan na pemedua na me kan na baby asay. It's the police phone hu here na police for J driver ne statement. Police for the America echo baby na driver ne ka say am robbers egu ho. Omudu ono na police for kra gina ho de dada. You say am robbers ne kra no omodwane echo. Also the police got other passengers on the bus to corroborate this story, and a Belgian expert named Franke Malkedega, who was on the bus according to the police, gave a statement denying that denying what the lady said on Adom FM, and even praised the driver for his bravery. Police for real, no. Omo pen krofo na ete bus ni mu. Nkrofo na ete bus ni mu tre say lady nensem a walk na yentro. Obi eni wa Robert's best stop ya wo moka say nkrofo na obi ne back okoda da bi sensi. Ema na obroni bi krate bus mu a obroni ni nso ka say lady nensem ne de yentro na yempo de yebo driver na baso because ejo so ho na bibi say si na driver no wa kokudru pa because a driver bi anko begina na nka and Roberts na ba beto aye. O say then Adakabre Frimpong Manson, who was host of Jason Sem on Adom FM, was unleashed. Te hona afi Adom FM for who say and the yenso ye the encro for ba. That time no full against the government too. I see he tried every morning to prove that the lady's story was true and police were rather trying to cover the incident. This was because politicians had taken over and the chaos was funny. Nti Adakabre ebe yes we know there every day. Obema Ghana for who say lady ninsem o kan ye no kware. Ti every day no di gum say police for ni mom na etwa ntro and the police for no sorry a omuso makwa akofa broni bi te ka nim broni ben oboa and the masa Adakabre. Also opposition elements were saying the country wasn't safe after President Mills had promised during campaign that if Ghanaians voted for me, armed robbery will be a thing of the past. A group that had Samia Wuku and Kabila addressed a press conference saying police were lying. Yes, say Atamils, the campaign promise, where you 2 years, till NPP abanye free so 2008. Atamils about 2010. 2 years into Atamils governance. NPP for say Atamils promise Ghana for say Obama armed robbery swat wa Ghana. Emma robbery akwa kosima ya man krofo raping krofo dia na trese Atamils twa Ghana for 20. Samia Wuku ene Kabila eye press conference kesi a wo mo trese police for ne boa na robbery ni siye na Atamils we fail because the campaign promise our promise Ghana for just 2 years into Atamils the governance so NPP phones them our Mosha said they bought Atamils no. Or see they accuse Professor Mills of failing to make the country safe, and the story of this bus incident proved Ghana was not a safe place, but government and police were trying to hide the truth, hence trying to dismiss the story as untrue. Omo accuse Atamils. So when I cast about Ghana you na story which say Ghana no enye ye ntu twa ye ntro Atamils so boa Ghana nye safe. One of your promises ni say Ghana be safe wo buy na enye safe because Sam Robert say man crofo repeat omo ho waka mu de Ghana is not safe. NPP for sorry it's Atamils. O say Adakabre then started calling people to challenge the police investigations and even brought into his studio a guy from Obuasi and 2 others who said it was true and they were on the bus and the lady's story was true. Inti Adakabre ya afi omo ko fan krofo bi fi Obuasi ba ya omo se no omo so teka anim na lady ni nsem o ka no no kware. Chale every before oh boy. I say when asked why nobody spoke about it but took 2 weeks for the lady to come to Adom FM, they said the passengers made a pact not to because some were married women and this coming out will destroy their homes. They said they were all traumatized. In that film, movies I say, na sa same way a lady in the mechanic. I see 2 weeks ago. Into the bonny BC say ya. I didn't know train 2 weeks on. I'm say oh, I'm no more taking man. What kind of more you rape or mono or more worry. Into some moon no more babe can. I'm going to catch no mukno be to me jam. Inter no be a come lady no a share so inter no waba bontia babe can wa Adom FM no. Or say then one guy called into Adom FM saying he was on the said bus. And what the guy in Adom FM studio was saying wasn't true. And that none of that happened. Into a bit free Adom FM eka say, Masa, na me te bus nim. Asamwa Obuasi fo na ba betina mu studio ho kasa ade ni sie. E ntro. E politics no mo ye. Ya te bus nim ni say bibi sa bia nsi. I say Adakabre questioned him extensively. And the guy asked a simple question, which media had failed to ask all along. He said, Adakabre, almost all of us saying we were on the bus and no rape or robbery happened have produced our bus tickets issued to us in Accra. How come the guy from Obuasi in your studio or any of the other side can't produce their tickets? It's Adakabre on the side of opposition. Our mokas are the NDC and our buying police for person mo hide into no mu twa nti nipakura of fresh show ne so e ka se ade no ensi no Adakabre bisa no push no na nipako ne ka tre Adakabre se Adakabre ye ni na obroni no a wakasa se no wo bus nim me a se me wo bus nim ye ni na ka tre wo se ye wo bus ye ni na ye tumi e de ye ticket a tre because so kofa bus if you Accra akotamalia ye mount ticket ye tumi de ye ticket a tre say indeed ni ye was a bus nim adenti no mo a wo mo ka se asem no ye ntro no mo te bus ni mu bi na rape ekos no adenti no mu ni na no omo tumi nche wo mo ticket ama ye hu se asem no ye no kware adenti na afi obi ayekum o se then Adakabre asked the Obuasi guy where his ticket was and he said he threw it away and genuinely wouldn't keep a ticket from a bus station 2 weeks after being issued to him. That was a very intelligent and plausible answer. Ti bisa nipa kono ofi Obuasi na o se o te bus nim se ni ticket we o se o na se me dey mato atwene na hwan no be fa bus na wa fa ne ama ne ticket na 2 weeks na still ticket ni hye ne ho me dey mato ticket no ai den atwene. I say after so much back and forth for days, Adom FM realized the lady's story wasn't adding up and police were bent on getting to the bottom of it by prosecuting her, so they softened their stance and started introducing new unrelated angles. And you see, every day story no eba no e hwa na Adom FM for share so mu hu say as a lady no no story a wode buy lady as a enye no crew nti hwa na Adom FM so as a omo share say some the different angles area story nim so that omo so assemble there because afei na police fire omo adwen say omo the lady no air court because the same way our kind there we can't truck here nti nipakra wa narrative story we trade the screenshot in 2010 asemo our kind was say why is Adom FM changing their trying story now. They have stopped defending Amina's story and now saying other buses could have been robbed but no mass rape. I think the hierarchy of multimedia should stop Adom FM from continuing this story because they are goofing badly. Nti na afi Adom FM for sisa story no wa mo ka say oh say robbery ni dey koso but rape no na nkoso na afi Adom FM for sisa on person mo sisa mo story because o mo say I say ade no lady in the story no ade up. And to say Francis Doku, the GH media guru, then wrote for the graphic showbiz and he wrote a story titled Amina Who, asking some relevant questions which made it seem the story didn't add up. Adom FM responded, and I found this from my archives from 2010. Apologies if it is not clear. Tiafe na nkrofo ahye a true story. Na Adom FM for enso report it. In Tehona, I say one gentleman who said he was on the bus and spoke to Great FM, corroborating the story of the lady, later became prosecution witness and changed his story in court. And his reason was some way accusing some NPP leaders of paying him to corroborate the story. It's now branch back one also cast a not a bus nimu. Ah, indeed, r0bbery no ma wamu repeal or muhon bus nimu no. Afe yon also, ye didn't go jina court or se mesremo a yantron mi try NPP for ene babema misika. Se min chantro ento abine so because na abine aka. Se womo behe na r0bbery jai. Ti NPP for ne ma ye de story way ba bonti abranch ya no so ka ho a no wo ka say indeed rape no ekọ so no na afi abranch no asem a wakọ akọ kan wo court no say NPP for ne ma ni sika se wo betwa ntro say rape kọ so but story no na ye ntro rape bibi eni ho ekọ so. And you see evidence evidence they say that time 2010 graphic true story no, and this is the story. NPP officials offered me money to confirm rape case. Me see, we a 2 years old NPP elusu election 2008 at a mills by 2009 2010 and a story with 2 years on at NPP for elusu election so. And away got me say NDC for mo the NPP for watch mo NDC for in opposition. Omo the NPP for watch mo rough. These were some of the things NPP were doing in opposition just 2 years. Yeah, to also the lawyers for the lady, Professor Ken Atefua. Now look at the people who are the lawyers for the lady. Professor Ken Atefua and there Professor Ken Atefua and national identification card, Ghana card, penny. That time or no, and now could defend Obano ever court. Until lawyers for the lady, Professor Ken Atefua, and for people who don't know, Professor Ken Atefua so yeah, Baumia the best man. Baumia best man no. Also lawyers for the lady, Professor Ken Atefua, and MP and the Apia Kubi, Ken must go cheerleader, dismissed this statement in court, and media in cross-examination tried to prove the gentleman wasn't a credible witness and had mental health issues. Tafe na NPP lawyers no, omuko do court no. A branch na waka say NPP former nisika no. Na afe lawyers ne person mo tre say a branch ne kra wabodam intima court no enti nasem. Or say the court dismissed the charges of causing fear and panic leveled against the lady by the police or state, and she was set free. However, Ghana still doesn't know what actually happened on that bus that dawn. It is that time no court no rule ma court no crowd board police for nsem guye e ka say nsem amode to lady ne so no enye sa even though they couldn't provide any evidence to show say lady ne nsem can indeed rape ekọ so they couldn't because sa lady ne nsem a can say papa bi rape ne ba na ne ba ne ko temale die no ya nti omonka inti susuan pa say papa no indeed on ne badae e wo na ne ba ne ko temale secondary schools e die nia inti nanka sebe hey inti from that time and then amene can say 13 years on sa case ne fe no amena you turn bass story and these were some of the machinations NPP for a year against the NDC government just 2 years. Me say me catch say NDC for the NPP for watch your more. Maybe some of you like stories like this. I will say yeah, these stories be say but na refresh Ghana for adwumu na mu hu say hey I say sisi anani bia ba nti ukọ echi na hu nyama bia say hey chale nti de course ni so you know. Try your comment box ni mo me da say